What up, my guys? We're going to another show, man. College football and NFL talk with Jay and our guy, Five Star, man. It's always a blessing to have my guy come on here to talk some football. He's very knowledgeable about it. If you guys hadn't been tuning in, man, go check out his show, The Wagering World, on YouTube. Five, what's up with you, my brother? How you doing?
Good morning, my brother. It's always good to be in here with you. You know that. You know how tight me and you are. We talk all during the week, but I love to get on here and kind of share some information with your community and also for the guys that come and watch the Wagering World as well.
Nah, facts. That's the fact, man. Yeah. If you guys like the show as well, man, hit the like button, drop some comments. Shit. You could also share the show on your social media as well, man. If you really mess with us and you know what I'm saying, and want to spread the word about the free info, man. But as y'all know, we all business on the show. We got plenty of games. We'll get on here, talk about 30, 45 minutes and try to find some cash, man. That's the main thing. We, you know what I'm saying? That's why y'all here. We trying to find some money, man. So let's kick it off, man. Shit, we got Thursday night football, and shit, I love when we can get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday football. You know what I'm saying? 4 days out of the week. So really 5 days. Got Monday as well. But five,
Yeah.
let's go kick it off. Let's head over here to Wake Forest, man. Demon Deacons getting 7.5 at the crib versus NC State. Laying 7.5 on the road here. Total sitting at 52.5. My guy, what do you think about this Thursday night college football game?
I broke this down a little bit on my show yesterday, but we'll kind of revisit some of the points that I hit. And one of them is that this game, man, I kind of lean the under. I'm not a big totals player, and you know that usually when we do play totals, I like to play the over, man, because we're not haters, Jay. It's kind of hard room for people not to do well. You know, that's just kind of not in me. But the numbers are saying that this probably is going to be an under game, man. Wake Forest has kind of struggled to generate offense a little bit, man. They only scored 9 points in their first game against Kennesaw State, and Kennesaw State isn't a juggernaut like that where, you know, they should have been able to hold them. They do a little bit better the following week against Western Carolina, but their coach is a very defensive-minded guy, Jake Dickert. He came over from Washington State. Really solid dude, has some good defenses at Washington State, and I'm sure when he's able to get his type of recruits into Wake Forest, he'll do well over there. He had to leave from Washington State because Washington State and Oregon State are kind of in a no-win situation, man. They don't have a conference to call their own. They ended up suing to get the rights to the Pac-12, so they're the only two teams in the Pac-12 now, you know, and everyone else.
Pac-2.
Yeah, Pac-2. Yeah, right. And that's, you know, Jay Long, we've been betting Pac-12 used to have some good football. So the commissioner did a horrible job on keeping, you know, that conference together. It was something stupid. I think they had a TV deal going where, man, he was trying to get like $5 million more, something silly, man. And it ended up that following year was the year that Michael Penix and Washington went to the national championship, and they had all these really good teams. I think Oregon was up there real high, and USC was good that year. UCLA was decent that year, and they kind of dropped the ball. But now Jake Dicker is like, man, I got to go somewhere where I can get into the college football playoffs. So he went over to Wake Forest, and he has a transfer quarterback over there, Robbie Ashford, that began his career at Auburn. From Auburn, he ends up going to South Carolina, and he could not, unseat Lenore Sellers, because Lenore Sellers is different, man. He's a really, really good player. So Lenore Sellers ends up, doing what he does and beating him out of his job, man. And so Rob Ashford goes, it's his 5th year now, since COVID, man. These kids can stay in school forever, bro. They can stay in there forever.
7 years.
Yeah, they can stay there forever, man. So he's back again. He's a dual threat guy, not much in the passing game, but he can run the ball. On the other side, you got NC State. They're completely opposite than Wake Forest as far as in their offensive-minded team. They got more stability. Dave Doran's been there since 2013, so this is his 12th season over in Raleigh, man. He does a really good job over there. They're silently one of the better programs in the ACC, and I love their quarterback, CJ Bailey, man. 6'6", about 215, real smooth kid. He has a lot of burst, and he's very intelligent as well, man. Does really well at finding receivers in the passing game, and also he can pick up on when they're blitzing and find lanes to get out of the trouble and, turn into big plays for them. So be careful if I'm Wake Forest when you're blitzing him and playing man-to-man. If he see you turn your back, it's over with. He's going to take off. My angle on this one is CJ Bailey to go over 25.5 yards rushing. That's, to me, ridiculously low. I think he could do that on one run. Like he can break one. He's had 30-yard runs in each of the previous 2 games of the year. Also, I have him to score a touchdown at -109. Also, man, I'll sprinkle a little bit on Robbie Ashford at over 41.5 yards and to get a touchdown at +130. He's a run-first quarterback, and they use him a lot around the goal line. And yesterday, when we took him at 41.5 in the group, it's gone up to 42.5 now. So obviously, the books think that he's going to be able to get some yards running, or it's been some money that's been bet on him to get over that 41.5. But that's pretty small because, as I said, their offense is really quarterback run based. They like to get the quarterback in the run game as the extra man. So that'll be my angle on it. I do lean on the game on the under. On the sides, I'll probably wait and see and jump in live.
Nah, facts. Yeah, I don't really have much thoughts on that. You watch this shit way more than me. I had no idea who the quarterbacks were. I hadn't seen them play nothing. So I ain't even gonna waste y'all time. That's why we got 5 on the show, man. So that's some great prop looks, though. I mean, it definitely makes sense with rushing quarterbacks. Like you said, Shell, when they go out there and get 4 or 5 yards whenever they can, whenever there's nobody open, then they go. You know how them run quarterbacks are. They like, shit, ain't nobody open. I'm gone then, like Lamar Jackson's, man. So
and that's who CJ Bailey. He's a poor man's Lamar Jackson, man. He's a really good player, man. Thin kid like that, but even though he's thin, he'll lower his shoulder on people. He's a really confident kid. He's a true sophomore, man. So, and I'd say next year they'll be making a little bit of noise about him, man, going in the draft.
Fast. Okay. That's a bit. Yeah, this definitely a watch and learn game for me. But Five got some great props. Shit, he really gave you like 6-7 picks on this one game, man. So definitely gonna be a great game to watch in this one, man. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in to this one for sure tonight. We got some Friday night games as well, man. Two great ones as well, man. Let's go over here to streets of H-Town, Houston, and it's Scrooston, Texas. They call it. Houston laying 4.5 at the crib versus Colorado Prime coming to town in this one, man. They switch quarterbacks now as well. Total sitting at 44.5. I believe this total was like at 42.5, 43.5, and it started to get bet up to like 45. So some sharp money's coming in on the over in this one, and I kind of like it as well, man. Colorado coming out 2 straight unders. The offense hadn't really been prolific, but now they're pretty much saying, all right, we're going with this court. They're not gonna be switching quarterbacks in the middle of the game in this one, unless the starter, I forgot his name, but unless he started
Caden Salter, and then they have Ryan Staub.
Yeah, so Staub is the one that's starting. He the one that's earned the starting job in this one. So maybe for this game, they're going to give him a whole game and see what he got, right? I don't think that they're going since they named him the starter, I think they're going to go ahead and go with him. I think he's the one that doesn't really like to run that much. He's probably one of the best passers on the team. So I think this total is going to get up and over tonight, Five. What you think about this game?
Really, it's a strange total. So this total is telling you pretty much that they got a lot of respect for both of these defenses. And category-wise, University of Houston is top 5 in most all the categories in defense, but they haven't played any offensive teams, really, man. The teams that they played, Stephen F. Austin and Rice, so, come on, man. So I'm not going to take too much in it, but I'm a Houston dude. Shout out to the H. Shout out to my little brother, DJ, man. He graduated in political science from the University of Houston. Anyone who follows me know that I love the Cougars, man. They're one of my favorite teams to back right behind LSU as far as in teams that I love on football and basketball. Houston is my team on basketball. Kelvin Sampson, that's me and Ski Boy. So, we always bet Houston. But this one, man, is a little strange to me. You know how I am about reverse line movement. And there's a lot of reverse line movement on this one, Jay. It started out at 6, plus 6 for the Colorado team. All this money's coming in on Houston, but it went to 4.5. Yeah. So that's kind of strange to me. Sorry if y'all hear my daughter in the back. She stayed up a bit too long last night, man. And she giving my mother-in-law downstairs the blues. So so please, if y'all hear that, I'm sorry about the back noise. Yeah, but Houston, man, I think that they're a little overrated. I'm not a fan of Connor Wegman, man. I saw a lot of them at A&M. Matter of fact, he went to the school that my little brother went to in Houston in the 290 area riding Cy-Fair. So I've seen a lot of this kid play. He couldn't, cut the mustard at A&M. They ended up replacing him, and he goes to Houston. And he's just a guy that's, I don't know, man. You got some of these college quarterbacks where they had the tools, but for some reason, I don't think they have the pulse. And I feel like if Colorado starts hitting him and starts talking to him, that he's going to get a little shook, man. And, Warren Sapp has that defense from Colorado flying around, and they're playing really, really aggressive, man. They got some really good defensive linemen over there, and they do a good job of getting at the quarterback. Another thing about this game, you said that Dion had named Ryan Staub the quarterback, but he just kind of refuted that and said that, the starting quarterback is a mystery. Like, he doesn't know who's going to start. Probably a little gamesmanship so that it gives Houston a lot to prepare for. I think that Ryan Staub will play a lot, but I do think we see some packages with Caden Salter just because he's an extremely good athlete, man. He's a really, really fast kid. He's really strong, really confident. He just doesn't see the field well. Even going back to Liberty, he just cannot. It's guys wide open because they got some playmakers at Colorado. We know that all the speed guys from Florida are going to always come over there with Coach Prime. So they got some playmakers, but they're a much better offense when they have a guy like Staub back there who can kind of simulate what they used to get from Shedeur Sanders, which is point guard quarterback who's distributing, getting the ball to guys in the open space and letting them, create and use their legs. So I think this game is going to surprise some people, man. And another thing we have to look at with this game is the mindset of these coaches. You got Willie Fritz, who's a really old school minded coach, used to run the triple option at Tulane. Comes to Houston, he kind of updates the offense. They're not running the option, but they're still really conservative. I'd say ultra conservative with their approach to playing offense, man. He's more of a guy that's, defense and let's run the ball and let's punt. Well, we know that Coach Prime going to try some stuff. He's going to throw the ball around a little bit. And I think that it's a real opportunity right here for Colorado to cover these points. I just think that I can't trust Connor Wegman laying points against a team as scrappy and as athletic as Colorado is. So give me Colorado plus 4.5. I caught it at 5.5 earlier in the week. I still think the 4.5 is good. I think it'll land right on 4-3. I could see Houston making a late push. They did the same thing last week. Rice was in that game all the way. I was cussing out Houston so bad because we made a big play. Man, we nailed Oregon for a well play for like about 5 units with the group. And then I put 3 units on Houston first half against Rice because there's no way that Rice should have been able to play with them with the athletes that Houston has. But it's the approach of Willie Fritz, man. He doesn't coach right. So ended up being 14-3 going into the fourth quarter last week. And they had a pick 6. And then after that, they kind of opened up the offense when it didn't matter. So I just don't trust Willie Fritz's approach in this game. I don't think that they cover, man. I think he just goes for the win in this one and tries to protect the ball because I don't think he even trusts Connor Wegman really. So let's go with Colorado plus the points on this one.
Yeah, you can kind of say that like as far as like building a program back there, Colorado a little bit ahead of Houston because obviously you remember a couple years ago they was down in the dumps. That's why they had to go and get that new coach over there because who was it they had? Wasn't it who was it that dude they had used to coach at Texas? Didn't they?
What at Houston?
Didn't they have, was it Dana Holmgren or something? Who did they have?
Yeah, Dana Holmgren. That's my homeboy too, man. One of my good friends at 97.5. They hang with him heavy, man. My boy John Granada. Shout out to John. Him and Dana are real tight, and I've kicked it with Dana, man, a couple times and went out and hooked, chilled and kind of.
He liked to drink.
He loved to drink. He a good dude though. He a good dude, man. I like. He moved to Nebraska. He's the offensive coordinator over there now. But he's been in the game forever. Dana was a coach
with
forever,
baby Mahomes,
West Virginia and stuff. Man, fake Mahomes.
Yeah.
Mahomes.
We might have to ride with Colorado here, man. But I do have some money on the over 43.5.
I like that. I like that for sure because
if I like Colorado, I think that they got to put up 28 points here.
They got to score. They got to score. And as far as what you were saying about the programs, I'd say this: Houston has a lot more manpower because Houston's pecking ground is great. You know that the Houston area produces so many players, and if a guy can't get into Texas or get into Texas Tech or get into A&M, they're going to come to Houston. And some guys like Ed Oliver chose to go to Houston off the door and stay at home. So, Houston is a crunk city. It's a fun place to live. So they have a lot of talent. I don't think that the program is ahead of – I don't think Colorado is ahead of them. I think Colorado does have some great players, though. Colorado needs to work a little bit more in the trenches offensively. Now, they got a good defensive line now. Warren Sapp has developed those guys. The D-line is playing really good, but their offensive line is still behind a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how it is, man. NIL money – one thing I say, Dion, he getting them boys to come to Colorado, man. They might not be from Colorado. We know
Right.
that ain't happening.
Nah,
But
that ain't happening.
he got them coming through though.
Last good player
He
for
getting the
Colorado
players
was
through.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact, man.
Yeah, that's the last good high school player.
But yeah, man, I'll probably ride with you here with the boys, man. You know, prime time. This could be a huge win for them. They need these type of wins, man. If they're gonna do well in the Big 12 this year,
They've been
they
battle
need this
tested
type of
too. They played good against Georgia Tech, bro. Georgia Tech is a really good team. I would not
facts.
be surprised if Georgia Tech beats Clemson this weekend. It's not one of the games we're going to talk about, but the books are telling you with the 3 points that Clemson is giving up that it's going to be a tight one.
Shit, it's going down to 2.5 now, man. I got my I don't know. And let's go over here to Arizona in this one, man. Arizona laying 1.5 versus Kansas State in this one, 5. What you like the dog in this one? What I'm seeing is a lot of the sharper guys, they're all over Kansas State in this one. They like Kansas State plus the 1.5. I know at some point this should have even flipped as well, but regardless, the sharps all over Kansas State in this one. 5. What do you like here?
Perfect scenario for one of my sayings for guys who watch the wagering world. If the line looks fun, it's probably money. You know that K-State does not look good. They just get upset by Army. Can't stop the run at all, and now they face an Arizona team. The thing, Arizona's been hot. They've blown out 2 teams, embarrassed Hawaii, embarrassed the team last week. My guy Noah Fafita went for 5 touchdowns. I've been a big Noah Fafita guy, the quarterback for Arizona. He's a little bit undersized. Him and Tatario McMillan were lights out together over there. But back then they had Jed Fish as the coach. And Jed Fish, to me, is a much better coach than Brett Brennan. Brett Brennan was good at San Jose State, but he was facing lower level coaches, in that. Now he's facing the big boy coaches. And I think that Chris Kleiman is going to have these guys ready to play this week. They're really confident with the fact that they blew out Arizona last week. And the weakness in Kansas State is their ability to stop the run, as we saw in the second half against Iowa State. We saw against Army in the second half. Arizona is not going to be patient enough to run the ball on them and take advantage of that. They're going to throw the ball. And with Fafita's size, I think the Kleiman's defense is going to get some pressure on him, cause him to turn the ball over some, get a lot of tip balls because he's only 5'10", 5'11", man. So, and once again, the reverse line movement on this one. You got Arizona getting all this public money from everyone, but the line is flip-flopped. It went from K-State getting plus 1.5 when I took it to now they're favored now. I got the old lineup that I gave you, but it's changed now. The book, I just sent it out to the group. It's minus 115 on K-State now. So we got a reverse line movement. We got if the line looks fun, it's probably money situation. So all together for me, this says the hungrier team, the team that's underachieving right now. I think Avery Johnson, the quarterback for K-State, is the best player on the field, and I think he's going to have a huge game this week. I think that he's going to show his talent. The brother with the blonde hair, he can run, man. He runs like the wind, man. And they have a lot of speed over there. I don't know if the running back is back. That kind of what started their bad. We took Iowa State, remember, the first game against Ireland. But the very first play, the little kid that's the running back to play for Colorado, he's a dangerous guy. He was the punt returner for K-State. He fumbles the punt, gets hurt. I don't know if he's back yet. I got to look that up, but Dylan Edwards. But Dylan Edwards is dangerous, man. Hopefully for us, since we're taking K-State, he's back. But they got a lot of good running backs over there, man. And the main thing is Avery Johnson. And another thing is they really need this game, man. K-State has to win this game.
No, it's a fact. Hey, I call this a must-win J spot, man. That's the spot that I call this. But maybe their running back is back. That's why maybe that's why the line's starting to flip a little bit as well. But regardless, I mean, plus 1.5, minus 1, they need to win the game, damn near pretty much. So pretty much need them on the money line. But I'm riding with you on this one. Like I said, the people that the tools that I use, they say they like K-State, man. So the fact that you like them too, the stars are aligning in this one, man. We rocking with the Wildcats.
Yes,
sir.
You
see what I'm saying? So that's 3 games right there. There's nothing that you wanted to talk to about on Saturday, right?
No, not really. You guys tune in to the Wager World tomorrow. Our spread will hopefully be back. I have a couple games on there that I give out, and always, they can always DM me to get in the private group as well, J Money.
Bet. That's a bet. Yeah. So we went over a Thursday night game and then 2 Friday night games as well, man, for college football. But even through those 3 games, shit, I mean, like 10 picks if you
Yeah,
listen closely, my
exactly.
guys. So, and the show will be chopped up as well if y'all want to go back and check it out. And we're gonna recap at the end as well, man. But let's talk some NFL, my guys.
Okay.
Let's talk some NFL, man. Thursday night football. We got the Commanders getting 3.5 on the road versus the Pack. Go Pack, go Packers laying 3.5. Some misleading games, man. In week 1, you gotta love them. Week 2 overreactions, man. But Packers, they did go out there and ball. It kind of looked like, I mean, was that really on the Packers or was it more on the Lions missing both of their coordinators and looking lost out there, really on both sides of the ball, man? So that's really just what you take away from that. Do you think that game was more on the Lions? Do you think it's more the Packers? I'm seeing people already take Packers to win the Super Bowl. They were taking them as soon as they got Parsons 5, but after that game 1, beating up on the Lions, they taking them to win the division, to win the Super Bowl, everything, my guy. You think Jordan Love and the Packers take another step this year?
I do like Jordan Love. I was saying that he needs to be the quarterback where they still had Aaron Rodgers, simply because he's one of those guys that's going to run the play that Matt LaFleur designs. When you look at the problems he had with Aaron Rodgers, it's kind of the same problems that the Bears coach is going to have over there with Caleb Williams. When these guys who are really good at drawing up designs make these plays, they're going to tell you in practice, first read, second read, third read. You have to get through the progressions, and some of these guys don't, and Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys who didn't. And also, Aaron Rodgers loved, especially in Green Bay, to check at the line and call what he wanted to call. And that kind of is why I thought that Jordan Love would be a better quarterback, because he's a young guy, so he's going to listen to his coach, and he's done well. We'll see how their receivers hold up. It's way too much Packers love on this game. Way too much. It's way too much. Jaden Daniels has a chance to win the MVP this season. He's that good. I'm not giving up any points against him. That's retarded to me. And you see guys like, I went on this post. Peter Schrager said that the Commanders might not even score against the Packers tonight. And I'm like, bro, you got to be working. I put Ryan Clark under there. What he said is, Ryan Clark told him he shouldn't be talking football because he doesn't know. He had never played. I understand Ryan Clark on that, because Peter Schrager, you got to be smoking crack if you think that the Commanders aren't going to score on the Packers, man. Like, come on, man. Just because they had a great showing last week against the Lions team with a new OC that really wasn't ready for that game. And also, it was a very, very, very public game. It was like 90% of the money was on the Lions. We know how that stuff go, man. Stop it. So if I lean, it's not an official play, I'll probably play it with the group later and make it official. But I'm waiting. It's a wait and see approach right now. It could be some late money come in, but right now, just off of football, I like Washington in this game because I like Dan Quinn. I think that Dan Quinn will be able to design some things that give Jordan Love some problems. Jordan Love is still a little loose with the ball. And also, their receivers are still, I don't know if they can win. Like, I don't know if they can beat Lattimore and those guys back there. The Washington has a really aggressive defense. They did a great job last week of shutting down Malik Neighbors. He had 12 targets, and he didn't do much. So, I think that people forget about my boy Lattimore that came over from the Saints. He's still one of the better cornerbacks in the league. I know he's older now, but he's still very savvy, and most of all, he's very smart. He brings an aggression to your defense that you want, and he's also a really good guy to have back there with the young kids. So I like that. And also, why would I ever think that Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury couldn't score points? So I don't know. Me personally, I lean towards Washington's game. I just think they're a better team. I think they got the better quarterback. Coaching is about the same. The good thing about Washington, they have 2 head coaches. Jeff Hadley, though, the defensive coordinator for Green Bay, he never coached in the NFL until he became the DC for Green Bay, but he was a good coach at Boston College. So props to him. He draws up some really nice stuff. Green Bay probably runs the second best defensive plays outside of the Texans. I think that D'Amico Ryans calls the best defensive game plans during the game in the NFL, but Jeff Hadley is right there with him. But then Dan Quinn for Washington is right there too, and he's a vet. He's been doing it a really long time. He's really underappreciated. My bet that I gave out yesterday on my show and also played with the group was Ja'Cory Krosky Mary scoring a touchdown. We got him at plus 220. It went down to plus 210 last night after we hammered it.
I got plus 240.
Yeah, okay. So now it's plus 240. That's even better.
Yeah, well, you gotta shop around on books. It's once
Okay.
if you betting any type of props, man. The sides, it might be, you know what I'm saying, kind of universal at some spots with the same, but props, bro, y'all better go and check 15 books, man. Like, why get if the shit win, you could be missing out on money, man. You know what I'm saying? But they got plus 240 right now at FanDuel, man. So always shop around. You take betting touchdown score props. It don't matter if it's NBA threes, whatever. Just go and shop the best price, man. Why would you bet a minus 115 when you could get a minus 110 or minus 105? So I just wanted to plug that in,
No, I
man. But yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah,
And
but
see,
plus 240 best price.
they call this kid Bill Krosky Merritt. His nickname is Bill, but you'll see him on the book probably to Corey. This kid is 5'11. He's 208. He has a lot of hunger, Jay, because this is what occurred with his career. Okay, he started out at Alabama State, wasn't that good, I guess, or for some reason maybe it was coaching favoritism. He didn't get a lot of play, but from that he was able to go to New Mexico, run for 1,200 yards, and become a second team All Mountain West running back.
Yeah.
From there, he ends up getting recruited by Arizona at first, and then he ends up landing with Ole Miss. He flips at the last second and goes over there with Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin. Only plays one game, but in that one game, he goes off. He has about 150 yards, couple touchdowns. No, excuse me, 106 yards and a touchdown. Ineligible. Something happened to Alabama State with him and another guy having the same jerseys. Maybe they act like, he was ineligible or something and put on the kid's jersey and played in it still or something. It was some real shady swag stuff, right? So he ends up getting ruled ineligible. Yeah, bro, they took it back to Pee Wee. They took it back to Pee Wee with that one.
Put the jersey on. Say, bro, they won't
jersey
notice
switch.
under this helmet.
The jersey switch, right? So he ends up getting suspended for the whole season over at Ole Miss and can't play, but he goes and plays in the East-West Shrine game and wins the offensive MVP running for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. This kid is hungry. He runs with a lot of force. He runs with a lot of anger. He's fast and he's confident. He's one of those guys you want to bet on when you're watching the NFL because he's trying to make a name for himself, trying to get to that next check. He's trying to, get some money, man. So I'm betting on this kid from Montgomery, Alabama. I think that he'll get into that end zone because he's really the bell cow around the end zone for them. I mean, Austin Eckler is very small. He's undersized, and he never had a lot of quickness, and he's old now. So I think that as the year goes by, this kid is going to be more and more a factor. I was able to get over 50 yards on him for, I think, plus 175, plus 190 or something like that. So the books are either slipping on them and don't know much about them, or they're about to bet on themselves. So they got the number all messed up, but we taking them to score a touchdown at plus 220. To me, he should be the best anytime touchdown scorer on the field for them, right there with Jaden Daniels. You got to realize when you get near the goal line, holes are going to open up for running backs because Jaden Daniels can keep it on the edge. Everyone knows that. When he puts it in their stomach, you got to respect your DN has to stay there. If not, he's just going to pull it out and walk into the end zone. So that means that it's one-on-one with the linebacker. I think he can run through a linebacker and get in the end zone for us. So we think this kid going to score it. If you can find that plus 240, that's even better.
Yeah, I like it. Shit, anything over plus 200, man. Him and Debo, both of them gonna get fed. You got to feed Debo. He the type that start crying and bitching if you don't get him the ball. So you saw that versus the Giants. They immediately got Debo the ball. Immediately. I'm talking about, I think first play of the game, they gave him the ball. I'm on the Commanders here, man. Plus the 3 in the hook, man. They lose by 3. I'll be perfectly fine. I like the Commanders. I like Daniels. I think it's a little bit of overreaction for the Packers. I think they're good. But, I mean, the Commanders are a solid team, and I wasn't a believer in them last year, but they got even better from last year, in my opinion, man. Same coaches, same, like you said, the coordinators. Like, this is a very solid team with a very solid quarterback, and I just feel like we just keep underrating them. Like, everybody was like, oh, let's take the Giants in week 1. I'm like, I don't know. You know how the Sharps get. They get to overthinking shit. Washington, one of them teams where you just bet on them, man. They keep paying you. But in this particular situation, with getting the 3 in the hook, they could technically lose, and I still get the cash. I like that plus 3.5. It's starting to move down to 3 at some of the sharper books as well, man. So they're not even giving you that hook anymore. So that's also something to pay attention to. I just feel like, I always like to take the underdog. When there's only one game on, I like taking the dog, man, especially when everybody on the favorite. So it is a little bit of a conspiracy spot as well. But regardless of all that, I like the Commanders. Plus the 3.5. Wouldn't be surprised if they fucked everybody money up and won this one outright.
Money line.
Yeah, give me the Commanders plus 3.5. I'm cool with that 3 and the hook right there, man. You want to get to the next one? Let's go to Sunday here, man. We got another one here. Five. What do you think in this one, man? We got the Steelers laying 3 points versus the Seahawks. I had a nice size bet on the Niners. They made me fucking sweat. I'm talking about to the last second. Five. I think you was on that game, bro. Oh my God, I can't believe they let them march all the way down the field. They was about to give me a heart attack.
Yeah.
Until boy Bosa forced that fumble, man. But regardless of that, yeah, he sealed it but man, Niners tried to get that away. Seahawks didn't look too bad over there, man. Yeah. Sam Darnold, like they didn't look too bad. Now, granted, 49ers, the turnovers was helping them out. Purdy throwing picks and shit, missing field goals. But Seahawks look like they got a little upside to them, man. Honestly, they kind of showed me something. Steelers, they got lucky as hell winning that game. That was a big game, 5. I think this could be a letdown spot. Aaron Rodgers. They gave up 32 points to the Jets. I think the Seahawks might surprise some people here, man. I know Pittsburgh fans that even like the Seahawks here. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, the numbers, as I was saying, is screaming Seahawks. I mean, especially with the fact that they're on the road. The road alone counts for 3 points, especially at a place like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to look at. Another thing, the Steelers defense didn't look too good last week, but if they get things back to how they normally play football, they got a lot of older guys. That's what people not realize with the Steelers, like especially on the back end. There's some dudes who were good like 10 years ago back there because Mike Tomlin, he's an old head now, so he kind of respecting these guys. But football and any sport is always about the young guys, man. If you got two guys that are the same, you always take the younger guy. So
Thanks.
Yeah, so that's one thing. Seattle's young and hungry. I do like their coach, man. He's really a good coach, McDonald. He actually has a lot of experience playing the Steelers because he was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens at first. I do worry about if Sam Darnold can protect the ball, as we saw last week. That ended up working out for us when he gave up the fumble to Joey Bosa. Yeah. We know how he is, man. Sam can turn that ball over. That's one thing that he does, man. But I will say that Jackson Smith in Jigba is really good. The Ohio State running back who's now the wide receiver 1 over there for the Seahawks. He's a good player. I also really like their backfield. They have 2 running backs who can get it done over there with Seattle, man. So the line is saying that this game is going to be a really, really tight game. I'd probably lean towards the over because what we saw is that it seems like the Steelers have a much better offense this year. And I talked about this last year that I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to have a much better 2025-26 campaign than he had last year simply because it was the second year off of ACL. Also, the Steelers' offensive line is not going to let him get touched like he was getting touched with the Jets. And if he can sit back there, you know how he do it, get sitting pretty, he going to spin that thing, So maybe
got DK over there now.
DK is looking good, 20 yards per catch last game. So this is one of the games I look to the over on, man. I think that's the best play on this one because it's going to get tight. It's going to get janky for sure with the number that they have out there. I don't know how the weather is. Let's see how the weather's going to look. Oh, it's sunny. So, yeah, I like the over probably on this game, man. 2 defensive-minded coaches. People are going to say, well, man, there's no way the Steelers are going to give up points again this week. So, yeah, I'd lean toward the over.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, too, about the old guys. I mean, shit. It's kind of the same thing in NBA. You're looking at these old names and, oh, damn, these guys are still good, and they damn near wires. They got all this money. They ain't practicing as much anymore, training and doing workouts. They enjoying their money where the young guys don't have those big paychecks yet. They trying to get where those old heads are, man. And a lot of them been fans of them so long, they want to go out there and beat them, man. So this is not one I bet, but I heavily lean towards the Seahawks in this one, man. And then, like I said, Steelers defense going to play like that. That's one thing. The Seahawks, they will drive down the field. You just hope Darnold don't throw no red zone pick. But they was driving that thing, man. Consistently. It was scaring the hell out of me. I had a bunch of money on the Niners. It was scaring the hell out of me. I said, damn, boy, these boys came to ball. But I think the Steelers, we keep waiting for them to take a step back. We're gonna see, man, the old heads, especially when them injuries
Hey,
start
you
piling
remember
up.
you mentioned Brock Purdy. They go play my Saints this week, and a lot of
He
people,
out.
a lot of people are saying that Brock Purdy being gone is a big deal. The line dropped from 6.5 to 3.5, and I think
Yeah.
that's crazy because Mac Jones was a quarterback at Alabama. I know he didn't play good at when his first years in the league with New England, but look at the coaching he had over there. Right now,
Facts.
look, the
Facts.
same OC that he has is the OC again now. How did Drake May look last week?
Yeah.
So like I think the game's kind of passed by their OC that was over there, and he's calling the stuff that Brady was bailing them out on, because
Yeah.
Brady was so
Who
smart.
is it? Patricia?
No,
Who's
man,
the
Patricia's at Ohio State. I
yeah?
can't think of that dude's
Who's the
name.
offensive coordinator?
It's on it. Somebody in the chat throw it up for me. He used to coach the Broncos.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so I think of it in a second. But
Yeah.
anyway, my point was just hitting that real quick is I think the Niners are going to be okay with Mac Jones, man. I think Mac Jones isn't a much drop off of Brock Purdy. The only thing Brock Purdy brings is he could scramble more. That's it. But as
Yeah.
far as in throwing the ball, Mac Jones is just as good as Brock Purdy, man. They're both the
Yeah.
same guy.
Man, Purdy making some dumbass passes, bro. It could be addition by subtraction. I know they missing Kittle too, but I mean, Newer. I mean, the Saints. What do you think? Or I mean, so Carolina's pretty much like the worst power rated team in the NFL. Would you say that the Saints this year are number 2, supposedly?
Well, Spencer Rattler not ready, man. The books, the coaching staff, everyone set their game up last week for them to at least cover. They might could have won. And he made a good throw at the end of the game. I admit to Juwan Johnson, he dropped it in the end zone because I had the Saints +6, and it was just a number play for me.
Yeah.
And he dropped it, which would have tied the game up. No, they didn't. They didn't cover. They ended up losing by 7, and the spread was 6. But if you look at Spencer Rattler, he hasn't won a game since he's been the starting quarterback, and I don't think he's covered any either.
Damn.
So the
tough.
Saints are they're trying to bottom out because they're hoping to get Arch Manning and be there like the granddaddy. But the thing is, Arch Manning not even coming out this year. They messed up. The Saints lost a lot of fans like me. Spencer Rattler's okay, so I'm like, still, I'm not gonna turn my back on you guys because y'all did play him. I thought they was gonna play Tyler Shuff, and I was like, hell no, I ain't messing with y'all no more. Y'all already turned me off when y'all went and got Derek Carr. I told everybody who would listen when they brought Derek Carr, like, man, what the hell are y'all doing? Mickey Loomis, y'all on some kind of like trying to pick on some fanboy Nate Bass stuff, like, oh, he looks the part. Looking the part isn't gonna do anything for you, bro. If they needed to draft Shedeur Sanders last year, they should have drafted him because he's a guy that could have really ran that offense that they want to do, but they took the mandate with the league and kind of froze him out.
Blackballed his ass.
Yeah, they blackballed him. Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah,
man. This Steelers game starting to move off this 3. Well, I think it was like at 2.5 first, but these threes, man, sitting at -105, man.
Yeah, it's 3.5 now. It's 3.5 on my book.
Now, I see one book got 3.5, but it's like +114. Mainly what I'm looking at, I'm seeing threes like -105 pretty much. So whatever is kind of shading towards that 2.5. If it move off to 3, I think that's going to let you know what happens.
They might go over on this game in the first half.
Possibly.
I'm telling you, it's an over game. I like the over on this one.
All right. Man, I'm with 5 here. Don't bring the jank on this shit. It ain't a lot of people that it ain't a lot of people that watch this show like for NFL as much as the NBA. So hopefully we won't get too much. But I'm official. I'm on the Chiefs here, man. I don't give a damn what happened. I'm winning, first off, but I don't care. It's a spot I gotta take. Super Bowl revenge. They come in. I know that Worthy's gonna be out, but you gotta understand, man. Mahomes, one of them. I ain't a football specialist, but I do know that Mahomes is the type of quarterback. It don't matter what receivers you got out there, bro. Sometimes a quarterback throws the receiver open. All you gotta do is catch the ball.
Yeah.
Like if Mahomes get people paid. You know what I'm saying? You see Juju Smith-Schuster, he went everywhere else. He wasn't really doing shit. But with Mahomes, he's like a star.
Right.
I know that the Eagles can ball. I know this. But this is Super Bowl revenge, man. If this any spot that you circle on the fucking calendar is this game, they don't play them again all season. Obviously, this is your one chance to get your revenge. Andy Reid get revenge. They at the house, a dog at that. 5 Mahomes, a dog at the crib. I'm on the Chiefs here, man. I'm sorry, a plus in front of their name at the crib. It's not that simple to me, but I just think they're gonna be very hungry, very motivated. Probably was even looking past the Chargers a little bit. They want this fucking game, man. Yeah. And I wanted to. I like the Chiefs to win this game, 5. Tell me with expert opinion what you think about this one.
You know me, I don't bet against Mahomes. I'm either betting with him or I'm never fading him. Why would I? Only a hater does that, bro. Like, like a lot of people
No,
don't
we
like
faded
Mahomes.
him when the money on him, 5. That's
Yeah,
what we do. When the
yeah,
money on him,
yeah.
that's when they do some janky shit going. But when the money against him, they allow him to go out there and do what he do.
And do what he do. Mahomes has not played a football game, Jay, with his number 1 and number 2 wide receivers together since December 31st, 2023, when he had Rashee Rice and MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, on the field at the same time. That's the last time. It's been 2 years since he had both his top 2 receivers together. And those 617 days since, he's still 22-4. Okay, so that's one thing that kind of backs what you said. Mahomes in 2022, he threw for 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, had the number 1 offense in the NFL. And guess who his receivers were? Juju Smith-Schuster, MVS, and then in the backfield, he had McKinnon and Pacheco. And Justin Watson was the third receiver. And he still threw for 5,200 yards and 41 touchdowns. He's just like how Brady was. You just can throw somebody out there. Yeah. But the difference between him and Brady is he's more dynamic. He can scramble.
Yeah,
he can scramble. He can make plays like we've never seen before, like against the Chargers. That was just a book game, man. Everyone saw that was a hold when Herbert took off and ran for that first down. Like the running back clearly held the blitzer on that game, like right in front of the refs. They just weren't going to call it because it was too much money on the Chiefs. I lost with the Chiefs, but I knew I was fading the public, but I'm not going to go against success. And we had saw that he was 35-5 against the AFC West, and he had never lost. I think he was 10-2 against the Chargers, and Justin Herbert was 2-7 against the Chiefs. So it just wasn't any way in my mind that I could go against the head-to-head on that. So that's why I took the L. But this one, as you said, anytime that they or talking down on Patrick Mahomes, acting like he's not the best player in the league, which he is. He's the number 1 guy. You can talk all you want about Josh Allen and Lamar. I love both of them. I respect both of them. Neither one of them have ever beat Patrick Mahomes when it counted, man. Neither one of them.
That's a fact.
You can talk all that you want to about how great Josh Allen is. What's his record in the playoffs against Patrick Mahomes? It's an 0 on one side. I know that. And the 0 is on his side. What's Lamar Jackson's record against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? It's a 0, and it's on his side. So he's only 29 years old. People dislike him because people dislike success. Familiarity breeds contempt. That's just what it is. Like people get. That's why I don't come around a lot in Houston no more. You know what I'm saying? Because the more people around you, the more the hate come, man.
Yeah,
the more your so-called friends get to know you, and that's what's going on right now with the NFL fan bases and especially the NFL media. They just don't like Mahomes, bro. So they're gonna try to diss everything that he's doing and all of the stuff that he's earned. They want to turn it to Kansas City Chiefs, but in 2018, when he became the starter for the Chiefs, they gave up the most yards in the NFL per game. Nobody talks about that. They gave 405 yards per game, and they still had the AFC Championship in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Since he's been there, he's played in the AFC Championship game every year of his career. Every year. Now, people want to say, it's Andy Reid. How many Super Bowls did Andy Reid win before Mahomes became his quarterback? Right? So it's just a lot of hate on that kid right now, man. And I'm with you on this one. I'll be heavy on the Chiefs. I'm unloading on this one. I can't wait because I see the different ways that they can beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And most of all, it starts with just being able to slow down that run. If they slow down the run and make it where it's a Jalen Hurts game, I think that they'll be able to get this one done. Everyone's going to be on the Eagles. The Eagles beat them in the Super Bowl, and the Eagles also beat them in regular season last year. So I think that this is a game where you don't fade the Chiefs. I like Kansas City at home.
Yeah, I like them, man. But Super Bowl revenge for me. Then I'm watching the Eagles. Dak doing whatever the fuck he want to versus those cornerbacks. I think that's what people not understand. The Eagles lost a lot of talent on their defensive end, man. This is the type of game where it's going to come up, in my opinion, man. So if Dak could do that versus those cornerbacks, I think Mahomes going to eat them alive. And obviously the Chiefs got a much better defense than the Cowboys. Cowboys could have beat the Eagles outright, man. I'm telling y'all, I watched the whole game. Cowboys were the better team there. We know the Eagles big and bad, and they got triple threat, Saquon, you know what I'm saying, all that. The Cowboys they deserved to win that game. And I think if they cornerbacks play that same way, I think Mahomes going to eat them alive, man. So I think this is a step up spot for the Eagles for a championship style type of team and defense. You're going to see the best version of them in this one, man. So let's see what happens, man. But let's get up out of here, Five. Unless you got anything else, man. We talked 6 games, went in depth about them as well. Gave our picks, my brother. Let's get up out of here. What you liking for this Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, my brother?
So we already said we're going to roll with C.J. Bailey over 25.5 yards rushing, the quarterback for NC State. I also like him to score a touchdown at -109. Then on Friday, I do like Colorado plus the points against the University of Houston. Got that reverse line movement going. Anytime I see that, I always like the team that's the points are getting smaller on, man, who are the ones who are losing points. And then we got Kansas State. I like them money line against Arizona. I think that they're hungry for a win. On the Commanders and Packers game tonight, we both lean Commanders, but I also played Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt to score anytime touchdown at +220. And then we talked about the Steelers and the Seahawks. I like the over 40 on that one. And last but not least, we're going to go with Baby Goat. We're going with Mahomes +1.5 versus Philadelphia.
I like it, man. I'm liking Commanders +3. So I'm going to ride with my guy 5. I already took over 43.5 Colorado Houston. I'm going to ride with him on Colorado +4.5. Man, ride with my guy Prime. All the sharps, everybody that I follow that's smart with football, they like K-State, man. So the fact that I like them too, I got to ride with them. And then NFL, I'm on Commanders +3.5 tonight. A little conspiracy J play. And then Chiefs money line +100 for me, my guys. +1.5, whatever you want to do. I'm rocking with Mahomes in this one, and the money is against them right now. So we got a green light right now. Y'all don't put the jank on it, man. That's all.
Please don't bring the jank.
Please don't bring the jank, man.
Yeah,
it's all
man.
positive vibes here. We're trying to get this cash, man. Football actually been treating me well this year, man. So Let's see what happens. But shout out to my guy 5-Star in Vegas coming on the show. Make sure y'all go follow him on Twitter right now. Check out his show. He goes live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's called The Wager World. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel right now. We will be doing this all season, and we live every day for NBA as well, man. Might be 7 days a week, man. We got to get it going. This got to be the best year ever, my guys. So
let's do it.
Most likely 7 days a week. In some type of capacity for the NBA. I don't care if it's a 5-minute video from the phone, whatever I'm betting, you guys will know. Let's get this cash. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button one time for the one time. And we out, my guys. Let's go. We back.